silences doubters and inspires millions, Burkina Faso's bold and young leader, President Ibrahim Traoré, has just achieved what once felt impossible: a 5,000-kilometer tarred road network completed in less than a single year. Yes, 5,000 kilometers of solid, smooth, modern roads, rising from the dust of decades of broken promises and political silence. It's official. The dream is 89% complete and counting, with finishing touches being polished as we speak. But the foundations have already changed the map of Burkina Faso forever. To understand how big this is, let's step back for a moment. For nearly 15 years, Burkina Faso lived with just 3,000 kilometers of tarred roads, most of them aging, cracking, neglected by leaders who talked more than they built. The country's people, especially those in remote villages and farming zones, lived in disconnect, trapped by poor access, bad roads, and isolation from opportunities. For years, they waited, prayed, and hoped for a leader who would not just sit in an air-conditioned office in the capital, but who would rise with them, walk with them, and work beside them. That leader came wearing army boots, not dress shoes. His name is Ibrahim Traoré, and he is not like the rest. While others talked of change, he brought bulldozers. While others signed papers, he picked up dust and sweat on construction sites. From the very start of the road project, President Traoré made it clear this was not just a road-building effort. This was a revolution on wheels. He called it the $200 billion mega road project, not for show, but because he knew the real cost of isolation and poverty, and because he saw the roads not as luxury, but as the lifeline of the people. He didn't just commission the work, he lived it. Again and again, he showed up personally at construction sites, surprising workers, checking the quality, asking hard questions, encouraging engineers, and sometimes staying for hours under the hot African sun. He made it clear, this is not for politics. This is for the people. From Ouagadougou to Bobo Dioulasso, from the north to the deep south, across rivers, dry lands, forests, and forgotten towns, the roads rise like veins of hope, spreading through the land. Now, farmers can get their crops to market. Students can get to school without walking for miles in mud. Mothers can travel for medical help without fear. Goods can move fast. Trade is booming. People are smiling. And something deeper is happening. The people now feel seen. For the first time in years, they say, a president comes to us. He walks our roads, eats our food, listens to our pain. And now, he brings us closer to one another. Villages that felt invisible are now connected. Towns that were fading away are now on the map. The youth, the same youth who once felt ignored, now ride their motorcycles and bicycles on brand new asphalt, waving flags, singing songs of pride, and wearing shirts that say, Faso Mebo, the country first. This road is more than gravel and tar. It is a symbol of what is possible when leadership meets love, when power is used for progress, and when a nation decides it will no longer wait for help, it will rise on its own. The $200 billion road project also brought thousands of jobs to young people, from machine operators to engineers, from bricklayers to safety officers. It trained a new generation in construction, planning, and public service. Schools now teach road safety. Businesses are springing up along the highways. Even roadside food vendors are seeing new customers every day. And as the sun sets on the fresh asphalt, grandmothers sit outside and say, "This is the Burkina Faso we prayed for." What makes it even more powerful is the speed. In under 12 months, In a time when many governments struggle to even finish paperwork, Traoré's government built more roads than all his predecessors did in decades combined. And he did it while dealing with security threats, economic pressure, and rebuilding national pride. He did not use excuses. He used action. The new 5,000 kilometers of roads are not just numbers. They are lifelines to hospitals, schools, markets, farms, military outposts, and communities once abandoned. And guess what? This is just the beginning. Sources say Traoré plans to double the road project in the next 2 years, bringing the total to over 10,000 kilometers, creating one of the most modern and far-reaching road systems in West Africa. He is also working on solar-powered street lighting, eco-friendly drainage, digital traffic signs, and emergency services access, proving that Burkina Faso is not just catching up, it is leading the way in smart, people-centered infrastructure. In the middle of this transformation is a humble man, not hungry for fame, not showing off in suits, but standing in army green, sleeves rolled up, and eyes focused. Ibrahim Traoré has become more than a president. To many, he is a symbol of the African leader the continent has long waited for, young, fearless, grounded, and faithful to the people. He speaks in simple words. He acts in big ways. And through the dust and noise of bulldozers, his message is clear. We will not be left behind. Burkina Faso will rise, kilometer by kilometer. Across the country, old men nod in respect, saying, "He is doing what the elders didn't even dream of." Children shout his name as they ride their bikes, and mothers pray blessings over him for making the impossible possible. The global media is slowly turning its eyes toward this rising West African miracle, with analysts stunned at how fast and how far the nation has come under Traoré's leadership. But those on the ground are not surprised. They know this movement comes from the hearts of the people and the courage of a leader who dares to dream big, even when the world doubts. Now, as the final stretches of the road are being painted and polished, a new story begins. A story not just of tar and machines, but of nation building, of youth empowerment, of African excellence. This is more than news. This is the story of a nation writing its own future, on its own soil, in its own way. So to you watching this right now, stay with us, because this is no ordinary update. This is a front row seat to one of the greatest transformations in Africa today. Do not scroll away. Share this. Celebrate this. Let the world know Burkina Faso is no longer the forgotten land. It is the land of roads, of rise, of revolution, and it's only just begun. Faso Mabo, the country first, the people forever. The roads to a new future are open. Stay tuned.